Fans of the Horus Heresy and going on wargaming road trips, thank you very much for joining me for a review of what I did and found out on Saturday the 7th of October when I went to Warhammer World and Derby Worlds 2017 Wargaming Convention. Wow. And it wasn't just me, it was also me and Dragon Master. We went together. We went to both of these places and it's quite a long day out. So in this video, I'm just going to share a few things that I found out and show you the loot that I picked up and we'll be reviewing on the channel over the next couple of weeks. So let's start off with Warhammer World. So I dropped by Warhammer World, weren't there very long. The reason I went in is they had a handful of this miniature here, which is a Horus Heresy Legion Praetor Tribune in Tartros Terminator armor. Now this was a store-only model that I think was sold last year for a limited period of times in actual GW bricks and mortar stores. It was the only place you could get it. Warhammer World got about, I don't know, maybe about 18 or something in at the weekend, basically store returns from last year. So they wanged them on sale and I picked one up because I'd not been able to get hold of this guy originally. I was rather pleased with that because I did like this guy, but you know, having missed the chance to buy it, I've seen them selling for 35, 40, 50 pounds on eBay, which was more than I was prepared to spend, but opportunity knocked. So I'll be doing an unboxing of this guy and the usual sort of rundown of stuff shortly. Having been at Warhammer Worlds, I picked up the program for October 2017, and as many of you ladies and gentlemen around the world don't live anywhere near Nottingham, I thought I'd pick this up and we'll have a quick look through it to see what's going on. Shadespire, let's see what this means. Let's have a look. So you've got the usual layout of these. You've got the events, you've got the exclusive miniatures, and then you've got some other merchandise. And then I think there's a bit more on the other side. Let's start off by looking at the events, see what's going on. There's Age of Sigmar, Triumph and Treachery, running the 21st to the 27th of October, so weekend event. That's going to be a bit of a battle bash, it looks like. Very cool. And then we've got some information about open days. Now, this is one I've been waiting for, and this is really interesting. Saturday the 25th to Sunday the 26th of November, Warhammer 40,000 open days. Brilliant. I went to this last year, and it was great. Of course, there'll be new stuff to see. I'm not going to read through all this, but exclusives, early release items, there'll be all the crew there, which is always something I really enjoy, meeting them, talking to them, picking their brains. Lots of games to play, and then they'll be painting on the Sunday, and they often do it in that format. So that's one to watch for. Keep an eye out for the tickets if you want to go on the website, because these tend to sell out very quickly, i.e. you see it on sale, stop whatever you're doing, make an excuse to go to the toilet with your smartphone, get it ordered, or whatever you have to do. Let's have a look at the calendar. So we had Open Gaming, 2 sold out events, the Grand Tournament final, that was very well attended when we dropped in. And then there's a Warhammer 40k Grand Tournament on the 14th and 15th. Age of Sigmar, Triumph and Treachery, Open Gaming, then into November. There's a Horus Heresy Doubles Tournament, Throne of Skulls Doubles. If you like your 7th edition Heresy, that's the day to do it. Then 8th edition Throne of Skulls Open War the next weekend, and 40k doubles, which is sold out the weekend after that. Open days for 40k at the end of the month, and then just moving into December 2017. Goodness me, how the year has flown by. We've got Horus Heresy Singles Tournament on the 2nd and 3rd, and then the second heat of the Warhammer 40,000 Grand Tournament on the 9th and 10th, and that is also sold out. Let's have a look at the loot, see if there's any new loot. Space Marine HQ tanks, nothing new there. Same group of characters, Cataphractii Librarian, Praetor in Terminator armor, Cataphractii Terminator armor, and then Legio Custodes Tribune Ixion Hell, a personal favourite of mine. This is a great pair of miniatures, Gracken Crumbleberry, the right stuff. This dude does the throwing, this guy does the flying with the ball. Great fun and really old school Blood Bowl if you remember it back in the day. We've got the Hobbit miniature. Alfred Lickspittle was played by Stephen Fry in the films. A couple of Sigmar characters, the Errant Questor and the Chaos Dwarf Demon Smith. Joseph Bugman, Banner Bearer, dwarf with maximum horns, axe, tankard and beard, and a few t-shirts and a mug. The Scarcrag Sniveller's mug, 10 quid. They have a lot more mugs than just that. If we flip on to the other side of this, okay, open days. So yeah, I've talked about that. That's a big one on my calendar for things I want to go to this year. And unless something goes drastically wrong, I will definitely be there. Open late Saturdays, this is a new thing, open till 10 PM. That also applies to the store. They stay open as well. So that's quite handy if you get something late or ask them if you've got something if you're going on the Sunday. Exhibition centre, go see it. Usual how to put weight on in Bugman's. And then usual stuff. So we've got 3 late night openings, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Games Workshop has had an absolutely stonking financial year this year. They must be a bit flush with cash because they paid out some big bonuses to their entire staff this year. They've also got some resource to trade more as well. So that's a sign of a company doing well, I say. And there's some bump about what you get if you go, and the other bump. There's a little tour around the October what's on. Clearly, the big one for me is a Warhammer 40,000 open weekend. Now let's move on to the Derby Worlds Wargaming convention. So here's a program. Derby Worlds, quite funny. It's a historical name. It was originally in Derby. It's actually at Bruntingthorpe, which is actually nearer to Lutterworth, and it's in Hangar 42, like that. So that's a program. I'm not going to go through all the program. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I bought loot-wise. So let's kind of do this in semi-chronological order, as you may imagine it. So one of the traders that were there are a favourite of mine on the modern wargaming front, and that is none other than Spectre. And I picked up a few things from Spectre. These are some of their task force operators, Echo and Alpha. So these kind of like Western military special forces troops, thinking people like the SAS, possibly Delta Force for the US, and any other equivalents around the world. I picked those up from Mate, and I also picked up this guy. Now this is a brand new one, the Tier 1 Operators SMG Alpha. This is a beautiful model. So that's the Spectre stuff. One of the great things about going to a big gaming convention is you see stuff you've never seen before, or you get a chance to see stuff that you may have just heard of. And one of the things I saw, which I really liked, was, well, let's start off with the card. So White Dragon Miniatures, these guys do futuristic, but not mega far future science fiction. Their current game, I think, is in 15mm. And I picked up this thing, which is for Shattered Void, and it is a Proteus frontline battle mech with chain gun. And this is a multi-part resin model, and yeah, I bought this because I like the model. It's a resin model, and you know how I like to explore the world of resin science fiction models. And this is also a size which I think it is quite a good scale to consider as an alternative using battle automata in 30k and 40k. And as we'll find, although this is supplied without a base, this thing sits very nicely on a 60mm round base. So I'll bob you over there. Let's do some more figures next. Now, any of you guys and girls who've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I did a review of some models from Victoria Miniatures out in Australia, the Arcadian Female Guard, which I really liked. Absolutely brilliant models. I've been looking for a while for some other female sci-fi models, but ones that look realistic and believable and don't go for the, say, 70s sci-fi art enhancements. And I found some. Well, I actually saw these at Salute this year, but I ran out of time to go to the store. So I actually picked up a whole bunch of these, and they are... I bought a 10 model unit, which are called the Ghosts of Gaia, and these are by Bad Squidoo Games. So I got 10 of these. Bad Squidoo Games is run by Annie Norman. She does the artistic designs, and then she gets people to sculpt them. And this one is by industry favourite and veteran Kev White, and this is a Raging Annie model. Flak armour, sensible combat gear, assault rifle or SMG, and a tutu, a dice bag. So I got that one. I got Pris. These are all metal models, as you can see. So Pris. I got these. Another reason I really like them is they make me think, as well as to go with my militia force or my odds and ends that will be in my militia force, they also made me think there's some potential in these for Age of Strife style gaming, because of their post-apocalyptic, almost Mad Max universe style look to them. So let's work our way through these because there's quite a few. There's Eve, the high-tech sniper. Nina, Mohawk and a pair of SMGs. We have Hera with a plasma pistol and sword, and Hera is equipped in what might be environmental suit or perhaps a space suit, a compression suit, if you know anything about spacesuit technology, as opposed to a pressure suit. We have Dusty equipped with a incinerator or a flamethrower. Oh, it's all going to start getting a bit busy with Ghosts of Gaia. We have Abra, who is the shaman or the shamanette or the mystic or the witch, whatever you want to call her, or the psychic as it says on here, with these crazy haired pieces. Jade with a stun pistol and an auto pistol in this groovy combat suit. Ratty with a smart gun, a heavy smart gun, not just your regular smart gun. Nope, it's a heavy smart gun. And just to point, these are sculpted by a guy called Shane Hoyle. I'll talk more about that, but another obvious influence with these miniatures is Necromunda. Necromunda is just on the horizon, so female Escher gangers, female generic gangers. So I picked up all those as a deal from Bad Squidoo. And then the other thing that Bad Squidoo do are some slightly novel furry department creatures. And firstly, we've got the guinea pigs. So here we have a set of 8 guinea pig models. So, you know, if you like guinea pigs, well, Dragon Master really wanted these. If you like guinea pigs, I guess they've got appeal in themselves. But we're also thinking, me and my mate last night, were thinking about how you could use these for objective markers or even critters in games. So practical gaming pieces as well. And then finally, sticking in the rodent class of creatures, excuse my cladistic inaccuracies there, we have this thing, which is a capybara with a cannon on the back. Through the wonders of English language and the portmanteau, we have a cappy cannon. Apparently Annie is working on a game for this, which will feature furries blowing each other up, or fluffy rodent cutie things. I guess the bunnies get involved as well. Very interesting and unusual. There's one more thing. I was on the lookout for terrain. Now, I've got a really big hab complex that I bought from Warmill a few years back, which is an excellent bit of gaming terrain and something I've not yet featured on the channel. And I was looking for some walls or barricades to go with it. And I settled on some that I really like the look of from a company I'd not seen before, which are these guys, which is LCA Laser Cut Architect. The other side of the little card if you're interested in them. And I bought a gatehouse set, or gatehouse and defensive line set. So there's a load of packets here, so let's have a look. So you get the gatehouse. This is 28mm scale. They do these in different scales, which is quite neat. So you get that, and then you get the defensive bunker, which is that. You get defensive walls, which is that. And finally, you get defensive corners, which is that. And that's all 28mm scale, and it's all modular. So my idea is to use this as like an outer perimeter for the hab complex. And that looks really promising and interesting. Laser cut terrain, that. So it's MDF laser cut terrain, as the company title suggests. And then finally, I also managed to get these, which are wound trackers by LCA. These look to have a lot of promise to me, particularly thinking about the world of 8th edition Warhammer 40,000 gaming, where wounds are back. Why have big piles of skulls, chits, or pieces of rice or pasta, whatever you use to track wounds? These actually look like a really neat suggestion. We'll be reviewing those as well. That is all the loot that I picked up, so I got no money left at all. As you well know, I really like my Horus Heresy stuff. However, I do like to look at the wider market for science fiction gaming as well, and it's a very vibrant and thriving one at the moment, and I'm always looking for other models to bring into the games that I do, and well, we've got some great stuff here to review. Yeah, so that's some stuff that's coming up on the channel over the next few weeks. Other channel news, just while I'm talking, the voting has been completed for the next episode of Retrohammer, and I'd like to thank all my Patreons very much for supporting channel Leakycheese. And those Patreons are the people who have voted for and chosen the next Retrohammer episode subject. I'll be writing that and producing that over the next few weeks. Towards the end of November, I'll be putting up another Patreon poll on my Patreon page, where my Patreons will be able to vote for the next episode of Retrohammer. And I'll have 4 project ideas for Retrohammer episodes that I've got ready to write, and it will be the Patreons who decide what comes next. A lot of stuff there. I hope you found something interesting. As always, share your thoughts in the comments. Any questions about any of this, please do let me know. But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.